All right guys, welcome back to the channel. So today I'm pulling trail cameras, I'm looking for sheds, but I also carved out enough time to go over another post-season gear review on this channel. And today I want to cover two products actually. The first is the Genesis 3D Printing Bow Hanger XL, and the second is the Latitude Outdoors gear strap. So again, the two products that I am going to be talking about today is the Genesis 3D Printing Bow Hanger XL, this guy right here. Of course, I made a modification. I'll show you about that in just a second. And then the second product is the Latitude Outdoors gear strap. Now, gear straps are not new to the industry. I made my own out of daisy chain several years back. I lost it, have no idea where it's at. So instead of making another one, I just simply went and bought one off the Tethered Nations webpage, and of course their gear strap is great. I love it. I still have it. I still use it. All of that fun stuff. But when Latitude brought out their gear strap, there was one feature that I liked whenever they showed it that I was like, hey, I'm going to give that one a try. And of course, as a gear junkie, it doesn't take much change or adjustment for us to have our curiosity piqued and us to go out and buy new gear. But we're going to talk about the gear strap for just briefly. Several features, or two features that kind of stand out uniquely to them, is they have movable gear loops and removable gear loops. So when I first got this, it had 5 movable gear loops, and I took 2 of them off. Matter of fact, there's 3 here, not including the one that's permanently sewn on, the thumb loop for when you tighten this thing down. And so even 3 might be more than what I need. I essentially hang my backpack off this, my bow off this, and then my bino case off this, and generally that's all I hang off of my gear strap. But it's important to me how easily accessible my bow is, and you know, minimal movement to get my bow and to pull it off the tree, and also minimal noise. And then it's also important to me how accessible my pack is, because I usually leave all of my stuff in the pack. So again, the Latitude Outdoors gear strap, it's pretty basic, pretty simple. I'm going to throw it on the tree here for you, just so you can see it actually on the tree, and then we'll show you the features of it, and then I'll really point out the feature that I like. But essentially, when I get to hunting height, this gear strap and the bow hanger, that is in the stretch pocket of my scree pants. So I am one sticking or climbing, and then of course wherever I want my bow to be, I will reach into my pocket, I'll pull this out, and then you'll notice here that on this gear strap there's a fixed loop right here close to the end, and so that has worked well for me. It's a thumb loop that when you go to hook the G hook into the loop and you go to pull tight, you can put your thumb right here and simply, you know, kind of just push against each other. You can really crank this thing down tight. And then I like to from the top towards the bottom, I like to just bend that down and let that hang, and that kind of puts a pinch on this G hook, and it kind of really seats that in there nicely. My bow hanger's over here somewhere. And of course, I'll mess around with how tight it's going to be. If I don't feel like this is good enough, I'll wrap that around the tree. If I feel like I want to crank that more, actually that's pretty tight, but I'll just go ahead and crank on that more and drop that down. And so you can see I got a fixed loop here, and I just have a plastic S-beaner there. And then over here, my tether will be coming down here. So on this side, I'll simply hang up my bino case. Now my bino case has my binoculars, but it also has a mesh pocket inside that I have all my milkweed on. I don't have it with me, so that's a movable loop. And then I got 2 more loops just in case that are generally on the back side of the tree right there. And so now this is the feature that kind of caught my attention. Essentially what it is a place to hang your backpack, okay? And then when you hang your backpack here on this loop, you can simply, with one hand, there will be weight, you can adjust that up and down however you would like. And so I'm going to back the camera up and I'm going to show you that in action. So for me, one of the most important pieces of my setup, and I'm going to do a separate video on this later, is this little carabiner right here. And that basically stays on the loop of my backpack. And so when I'm at the base of the tree, I tie a overhand knot in my rappel rope, and I simply hook this onto that knot. When I get up to the hunting height, I will then pull my backpack up, which will have my bow on it, just like you see here. So I bring everything up in one shot, and then right away as I reach down and I grab this loop, I'll reach over to my gear strap and I'll hook my backpack and my bow on it just like that. Now I carry a camera arm, a camera, a lens, some water, a bino case, and so my backpack, it is pretty heavy, but when you put your bow on top of that, it really adds some weight, 7 pounds or something like that with a full quiver. And so this is what I do right away. I will pull that up and I'll hook this onto my gear strap, and from that point on, I'm of course tethered in. I'll lean back and I'll reach right down here, and I'll, from the bottom of my cam, I might be out of frame here, but basically my bow holder here down by my cam, I'll unbuckle that, and then from here I unbuckle my bow, and then immediately I'll reach over and I hang my bow up on the bow hanger. Now I sold my triax that I hunted with last year and my quiver, and so I don't have a quiver to show you, but as you can see here, there is a good distance between my bow and the tree, and I like that. I did not get that with the Hero Clip, and so that was one of the frustrations with the Hero Clip, and the Bowhanger XL solved that for me. So I am pumped about the Bowhanger XL, but you can see even with a quiver here, I would still have plenty of room. Most times I just pop that quiver off, and then I'll open up my pack a little bit, and I'll just sit it right down in here, and so my quiver will just kind of stay there. If I need a second shot, it's easily accessible. And so that is kind of how I get up into the tree right away. And with that bow hanger, again, one of the big things to me is how easily, if I am sitting back in position, can I reach up and grab my bow and unhook it with minimal movement, minimal noise. And so to me, that's where this guy comes in strong above a Hero Clip. But then here is the feature that I liked with this Latitude Outdoors gear strap. So basically with one hand, if I wanted to lower this backpack down out of sight or down away, I would just simply hang on and I would lower that down, and I can go, I think about 2.5, 3 feet. And then if I wanted to bring this pack back up with one hand, I would simply grab it and I'd bring it back up, which has come in handy quite a bit, to be honest with you. You know, I have water, or I might have extra layers in case I'm staying, you know, long term or something like that. I can put my quiver in here, and then whenever I'm done, just with one hand, I'll just simply drop that out, or I can bring it up. So again, Latitude Outdoors, they have the removable gear straps and movable gear straps or gear loops. And so you can adjust and fine tune that however you want. But I have found this past hunting season that this was a pretty deadly combo. I really enjoyed it. I really liked it. Both of the products worked very, very well for me. So the only complaint that I had about the Genesis 3D printing bow hanger was when you would put the bow hanger on your gear strap, you would simply feed it through these slots, and then you would seat it like so. And so it would rest there fine, but there was nothing that would constrain it or keep it there or keep it from falling off the gear strap itself. And I had one time where I actually dropped my bow hanger from the gear strap when I was in the tree, and so I had to get back down and I had to get it. And so after that incident, I went home and I started thinking about how I could modify this bow hanger to keep it on my gear strap. And so I simply took the smallest drill bit I had, and you can see a hole here that I started with, but I drilled one down here and I fed some bungee cord through that hole. And then up here on the top, I have 2 holes. I ended up going over here where it was a little bit more meatier, and I drilled a hole and I fed a screw down there, and that was just enough for me to then take that bungee cord, as you see right there in the middle, and I'd pull it up and I simply seated it on that screw like so. And I did reach out to Austin over there at Genesis 3D Printing, and I showed him what I did and just how easy it was to make a constraining device, something that could hold that gear strap or the bow hanger on the gear strap so it didn't fall off. So that was just a quick modification, so easy, super simple. So if you have one of these and you're afraid of it possibly falling off like it did for me, that's something that I would suggest you doing for the Genesis 3D printing bow hanger. So like I said, the Genesis 3D printing bow hanger, the Latitude outdoors gear strap, they make a deadly combination. I used them all year and I have no complaints, especially after the modification. I really, really like the Genesis 3D printing bow hanger XL. It's a mainstay, and this gear strap does everything it was designed to do. Movable and removable gear loops, but the thing I liked the best was the ability to, with one hand, raise and lower your backpack as it's sitting on the tree. And so I just really enjoyed using both of these. If there's anything that you have a question of, something I left out, as always, just drop them in the comment section below. And thank you for watching. Until next time, good luck to you.